Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Obviously we're keeping the grind going whilst we talk, guys, because it is clan versus clan. You cannot stop for a second whilst this is on. 48 hour. If I was streaming, it'd be a 48-hour live stream right now. So what's going on then? We have got a new fusion announced. Big boy, Hurndig. Yeah, so let me go through the info. Let me share with you. So I'll pull it up here. Let me share with you the details. On June the 7th, so a week yesterday, we've got a new fusion event. They're calling it a fusion rather than a fragment event, so beware. I do have access to a test server, and there are all sorts of new fellas popping up. So I'm guessing, again, there's probably no old champions in the mix, but I'm guessing. I don't know for sure. So we've got a dwarf. Very handsome fella he is with his big old mallet. Looks like he's got a little buckle there in case he wants to put some sort of handle on it, put it over his back. But yeah, here we go. Mr. Buckles. Got little hand grenades going around the front. Kind of cool looking. So he's an attack-based champion, magic, affinity, legendary dwarf. Hurndig will be a universal attacker for dwarves. It's funny terminology there. Universal attacker. Getting an extra turn for killing an enemy with the default skill and decreasing the cooldown of the third skill will be viable everywhere where you have several enemies in front of you. It's quite cool. They're doing a little write-up, actually. Dwarves lack champions with decreased defense debuff, so Hurndig will fill this spot. He will have almost a must-have debuff for Doom Tower nowadays. Decrease accuracy. Now, I don't even need to do content myself. They're giving it to me here. Third skill depletes turn meter and will be great against dungeon bosses. And if you crit here, your enemies better hide, as Hurndig will bring an additional AoE attack with 2 debuffs on top. Cherry on the cake. His passive, which fills turn meter each time he's hit and each time an ally dies. Damn, I actually really like that write-up. That's going straight on the website. So what we got then? Hurndig, A1, Lethal Lust. Attacks an enemy, grants an extra turn, and decreases the cooldown of Stasis Strike, the A3, by 2 turns if he kills someone. So it's kind of like that Relic... sorry, not Relic Pretender. Wrong one. Relic Keeper. Kind of like the Relic Keeper. Kind of like Septimus. Kind of like the other fella, Hoarding. If he kills someone with his A1, he goes again. I don't know the multipliers yet, but if it's big like those guys, sometimes you can get that kind of shotgun, multiple kills going off. We've got an AoE here on his A2, probably books to 100% chance of dropping defense, and probably 75% chance of dropping, or maybe places it, I don't know, probably both of them. So 100% chance of dropping defense and accuracy for 2 turns. So decreased defense we love on an AoE. There's getting more and more. I did a video on this the other day. There's like 20 plus now. When I first started the game, there was literally like a handful, 3 or 4 to choose from. And unless you've got big boy champions, nowadays there's loads more to choose from. But that's good because it's such an important skill. It's more and more required. So if you're struggling for a decreased defense champion, damn. An attack base one, which brings decreased accuracy as well. Probably books down to 3 turns, I'd suggest. I don't know that, but I'd suggest it probably does. We've also got an A3 here, Stasis Strike, which is the one that the cooldown drops if he kills someone. Actually, it drops by 2 turns if he kills someone. And it's on a 6-turn cooldown. I'd be interested to see, there might be a book or 2 here as well. So it might be like a 2, so maybe like a 4-turn cooldown or 5-turn cooldown to start off with. And he drops it by 2 if he kills someone. That's actually pretty big. So attacks one person, fully depletes the target's turn meter. That's nice. For Finite, that's cool. For Spider, that's cool. For Ice Golem, that's cool. For most Doom Tower bosses, that's going to be cool. Obviously, they get that reduced by half, but that's still a 50% turn meter drop. It's kind of nice. Will also attack all enemies if the first attack is a crit. So similar to, I guess similar to Foley, you get like the first hit is, I think Foley does it the other way around. Maybe it's like an AoE, then a single hit. But he's doing a single hit, then an AoE if he crits. The AoE, 75% chance of placing a weaken. It's probably going to be 100 if you book him out. Will also place HP burn for 2 turns after the attack on the enemies whose turn meter are below 30%. Will also place an HP burn for 2 turns after the attack on enemies whose turn meters are below 30%. So it's kind of like a cheeky effort and an AoE HP burn, but not quite. So he's actually got AoE decrease defense, AoE weaken, and AoE HP burn all in his kit, but the turn meter is very situational. Below 30% is actually quite hard to do. Because of the way turn meter ticks, to be below 30% is kind of rare. You'll find that's unusual that procs, but it's still quite a cool debuff to be able to put out there as an extra. Especially if you can get it cooling down pretty quickly with this A1. And then this passive here fills this champion's turn meter by 10% every time they are hit. Occurs once per hit. Also fills champion's turn meter by 20% if an ally dies. So there's a lot of interesting stuff in his kit. Look, I think just for the debuffs that he brings, if he hits hard as well, then damn, AoE decrease defense, AoE weaken. Who doesn't want that in their lineup? Especially for dwarves who lack these type of champions. There's one other champion, and he's new as well, that can do the AoE drop defense. So yeah, this feels cool. It feels like he's going to be good. I haven't seen multipliers, but on paper, he's going to be a champion that can come in and pretty much slot into most areas of the game quite comfortably as well. So leave a comment below, guys. What do you think? This is coming in a week. So as I said in my video this morning, don't go wailing out for Fane if you want to get yourself the next fusion. He's coming. I will be getting access to him on a test server, I believe, so I will try him out and try and give you a view as early as I'm allowed to. But all in all, guys, looks like he's pretty juicy. I've been Hell Hades. I will see you later.